conversations, and we don't shy away from the hard conversations about current events. We endeavor to be a beacon of hope and understanding, while boldly challenging listeners to think more deeply about difficult topics that impact us all. With this in mind, our mission statement at KBLA Talk 1580 is simple: to create an inclusive platform that promotes civil discourse through honest dialogue and encourages personal growth among our listeners, so they can become the active agents of change. Our vision is to establish ourselves as the premier radio network with relevant programming across the beloved community, connecting people through shared experiences and collective power for lasting impact beyond these challenging times.
With it, I'm psyched out, sick with it, like he 40 and a click with it. He sucker MC better know about it. I make your girlfriend about it. I make a month know about it. Somebody better tell him. Cock it back, hit a lick with it. Keep it working, drop a brick with it. Walk a block, serve a nick with it. Rip a brand new whip with it. Up on the floor, you ain't no look killer girl that come equipped with it. She freaky dicky, lick her lips with it. She thick with it. Jump, stomp, twist with it. Make 'em scrap with it. Tie the club up, champagne campaign with it. Party people, do your thing with it. I get to it, y'all. I get the fun, then I split with it. A natural born money maker, nitty grit with it. I get rich, y'all. Sideways. We do 100.
You were checking out the Danny Morrison Show, KBLA Talk 1580. That's a eater right there. Wow. Hi. By the way, a couple of people in my DMs asking, where's the 7 series? Look, we haven't done the 7 series this week. Phone lines have been so hot. Yeah, have you noticed that? We haven't done it this week. I'm going to do a better job balancing time because I spend time writing them things. I write 95% of them, except when I pull one off of some medical site or try to make sure I give them love whenever I do something like that. But I script all of my own 7 series, and then I write it, and then I don't use it. So then I put it in the bank, and I try to use it later.
You know, it's like the church here at the Danny Morrison Show.
Come on.
You know, when the spirit is flowing, you got to let it flow sometimes.
Come on.
You know, I know cats probably be waiting for them 7 series, but once again, if the message is flowing, we got to let it flow.
That's exactly right. And I'm actually taking a tune from Miss Fahima. It was kind of already in the works, so I don't want to give it too much credit, but I am going to put that in the book, all of my 7 series. I am. I have an entire... I've been writing 7 series for 10 years. For real. So I pull them out the bank or I write new ones. Like if something is bubbling within the black zeitgeist, you know.
Let's take a shot.
Take a shot. They say every time I say black zeitgeist, people are taking a shot. It's become a drinking game. You know, what we drinking? I'm drinking Bang. What you drinking?
I just had me a boba, winter melon.
A boba? By the way, Sean is outside. I don't know.
Oh, is she?
Just
okay.
let you know.
Stacy said that you did the 7 series last night.
Did I do it last night? What did we do? I don't remember. That means probably it wasn't fire then, if I don't remember. However, but I also got to point out that Sherelle said, Danny, you are right. Where was that guy who always talks about the Bible? Yeah, I told you what, I had to get something off my chest in the past hour. And I ain't gonna front. And I'm gonna gas him up right now and call him out at the same time. Imraj is probably the most astute, the most staunch, Christian person that calls this broadcast whenever we do shows on God. And for some reason, I've had Dr. Ray Higgins on twice. Nan call from that cat to talk to Dr. Ray. Nan call. So, Imraj, I don't know what's up. I know you're listening right now. I would love for you to call. 2 weeks, he coming back. I want people that profess to be hardcore Christians. If somebody is challenging that, I needed some assistance last night. Because, like I was telling Andy walking out, I'm not some, come on, Queen, come on up in here. Shauna Charles in the building. I'm not some biblical scholar that I can battle Dr. Ray Higgins. I was telling Zoe Williams, because he loves Dr. Ray as much as I do. He was like, that cat? That cat is amazing. And I said, well, yeah, he is. But I'm probably not the person to go toe-to-toe with Dr. Ray Hagins. I love my Bible. I can quote scripture all day long. And like I told him last night, I know who I pray to. I know why I pray. But if you want to talk about the historical aspects of why we pray to Jesus, I couldn't break that down for you. I can only tell you I've gone with what has worked for me since I was a baby, because my mother raised us in the church. So, and Dr. Ray was throwing heaters last night. He was throwing heaters, and wasn't nobody at the plate. I'm sitting there trying to be walked. You know what I'm saying? You can talk, Queen. It's all good. I'm sitting there trying to walk or something. You know what I'm saying? But hold on, we got to get her headphones going. How you doing now? All right. Why are you whispering? You're live, girl. Come on, talk to me. How are you tonight?
I'm great. I didn't want to interrupt you.
Close that door for me, please, if you don't mind. And also, Fahima said, Danny Mo, no one called last night because you can't argue with the truth. And Andy
can also say this, and I don't know if you mentioned this, but when you asked him about, I believe, heaven and hell.
Yeah.
And the fact that, I was going to say educated.
He wouldn't answer the question.
Because he didn't know.
That's exactly right.
You got to respect that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? For somebody, if they never heard of him, they probably would be like, oh, yeah, he's a know-it-all, right? But for the know-it-all to say that he doesn't know about a particular thing,
yeah,
I think that gives him major credibility.
That's exactly right. That's a hell of a point, man. No pun intended. But real talk, though. It's real, because there's a couple of people saying, oh, he just making stuff up as he goes along. He's pulling words out of thin air. Look, if he was that cat, he would say, yes, there is a heaven and there is a hell because of ... and this is history ... He didn't do that. He was like, Danny, I don't know.
And the reality is, I think people are lazy to do their own true research.
No, they're terrified is what they are, Andy.
You know what? That's what it is. They're terrified to do the research.
I'm that person.
I mean, hell, you same individuals that be sitting in the church when the pastor be like, open up your Bible, don't take my word. Y'all probably don't even open up your Bible either. So do your research.
I'll be listening to the NFL game. That's all.
Exactly. Point taken.
Them Chicago Bears winning right now. Come on, Shauna, don't you leave me out there by myself. Don't you leave me out there by myself.
I mean, I just call my mama and be like,
from church?
Tell me the scripture.
Eat the mic, as they say in radio. Eat the mic. So you and I have never discussed your faith.
Yeah.
Before you do that, hold that thought. You've heard many of my Pulse 101 interviews on my show with people that I feel have their fingers on the pulse of Black America, and tonight you get another boost of Black brilliance and excellence. Interviews with people that I feel that you need to know. She's a recognized thought leader and strategist, providing strategic communication guidance to her clients, helping them protect, promote, and evolve their brands. Her leadership is solution-driven, combining ingenious thinking and strategic planning for businesses, organizations, and individuals. She is also the founder of Charles Communication Group, CCG, a communications agency focused on internal and external relationships, including crisis management, reputation management, public relations, and community relations. And tonight, she descends back into the Danny Mo Show late to discuss Miss Jackie O on how men can be controlling, BBL surgery, and the hottest trending topics bubbling within the Black zeitgeist. Drink up, y'all. Ladies and gentlemen, inside my Pulse 101, the beautiful, talented, and brilliant Dr. Shauna Charles in the building. Let's go. Got you. How's that? Who wrote that? Your mama probably wrote that right there, because that right there is some glowing praise. She ran out of adjectives. She was like, oh, she's amazing. She's brilliant. She's the greatest thing ever.
Listen, you've got to depend on yourself.
You wrote that yourself? No way.
If I have a communications company, I better be able to write something.
Look, I'm a hell of a writer. I don't want to pop my own collar, you know. But that right there, that's fire right there. Wow. So are you comfortable talking about your faith?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Dr. Ray Hagins was on last night, and he dismantled the Christian faith last night. Does that bother you if someone pushes back against what you have believed your entire life?
No, I think everyone has the right to have their own thoughts and beliefs and how they carry that out. So, no, that's like saying, are you mad at somebody because they're Jewish or, a different religion? No.
Can it ever be penetrated, your belief system, in any way, shape, or form? If a report came out and said they found the skeletal bones of Jesus Christ and he didn't rise on the third day, would that mess you up? And
Only if I believed he rose on
so
the
that
third
was my
day.
next question. I'm assuming. I'm assuming you're a Christian here. You ain't got to put it out there. I understand. I'm using that as an example, though.
You know, I don't know if it would penetrate my faith. I think it would make me go back and want to do more work to understand. You know, religion to me is it's history. It's a lot of history, and you gotta want to do the work to understand it and to put the pieces together.
Right.
But again, I think a lot of it also comes from your perspective, how you experience things, and how that becomes relatable to religion, to the Bible, to how you break it down, to how you understand it, to how it fits into your life. So I think there's a lot of space for people to interpret it, how they interpret it.
That's why a lot of people, when they get in prison, all of a sudden they become hardcore Christian when they get up in there. Or when you go to any hospital, there is a chapel at the bottom where you can go in and get on your knees. Like you said, it's how you interpret it, your life experience, and sometimes you just need God at that moment. Maybe you hadn't your entire life, but in some moments, you're going to call on him or her.
Call them up.
Call
on the main line.
Okay, you twisting songs now. Wait a minute.
Okay, same thing.
I'm singing, tell him what you want. You said you're
don't know
not
what you're
Christian.
talking
What are you
about.
talking about? What? All of a sudden she's Christian.
No,
She's saying,
I didn't say that. I was raised Seventh-day Adventist.
do they sing the same songs in Seventh-day Adventist?
Yeah, and not only was I raised Seventh-day Adventist, I was raised Seventh-day Adventist. My mama went to church in the Bronx. She was the only American, and it was all Jamaicans.
Wow. I can't go to church on Saturday. I'm sorry.
It's a choice.
I can't do it. Saturday's, that's mine. You can have Sunday. Half a day, because like I said, NFL zone. Bears play. 1-800-920-1580. 1-800-920-1580. When we come forward, we got a few topics to get into. Dr. Shonda Charles in the Dr. Shonda Charles in the building on the Danny Mo Show. Inside My Post 101, KBLA Talk 1580. We got a lot to talk about. Stay there.
From Bakersfield to Los Angeles.
Middays to nighttime.
Like George and Wheezy, Danny Morrison is moving on up at KBLA Talk 1580.
The Los Angeles Public Library proudly presents the June Jubilee inaugural event commemorating Juneteenth. Join us on June 10th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Central Library as we celebrate the rich Black culture in our city. This free event will include a special opening celebration featuring African drums procession and a libation ceremony at 9 a.m. along with speakers, workshops, live entertainment, and more for the whole family. Parking is only $1 with a validation. Learn more at lapl.org/Jubilee. That is lapl.org/JUBILEE.
Are you a small or micro business owner looking for ways to succeed after the pandemic? LA County has got you covered. Gain access to economic opportunity grants and technical assistance to help your business thrive. Whether you need mentorship or capital investment programs, they're here to help. Find out if you qualify at recovery.lacounty.gov/programs. That's recovery.lacounty.gov/programs. LA County and you, moving forward together.
Here are 3 ways to commemorate Juneteenth from AARP. 1. Learn the full history. Juneteenth was the end of slavery, but there's more. Begin by learning the whole story. 2. Celebrate. Celebrating our freedom should be a party with a purpose, with family, friends, fellowship, and oh yeah, food. 3. Support Black-owned business. In 1865, we had little to nothing, but as a people, we've been richly blessed. Express your gratitude by supporting our Black-owned businesses.
What would you call a joy that is as solemn as it is sweet and knows no bounds? A joy that's beautifully rooted in soul and resilience. This is Black joy, a joy that reflects pride and honor despite every challenge. AARP believes the power of Black joy is limitless, and we celebrate this joy supreme. Join us in celebrating Black joy at aarp.org/Black community.
Some people won't give you the real talk on drugs, but it's time we know the facts. Fentanyl is killing people. It's a powerful opioid, often made illegally and commonly mixed with illicit drugs. It can even be pressed into counterfeit pills that resemble prescription medications. Just 2 milligrams, about the size of a few grains of sand, can potentially be lethal. This isn't an ad to scare you, but it is an ad to make you think twice. Get the facts. Go to realdealonfentanyl.com. This message is brought to you by the Ad Council.
Real talk, real time, the gospel truth. You're listening to the Danny Morrison Show on KBLA Talk 1580.
Inside my Pulse 101 with Dr. Shonda Charles. Before we get the actual conversation going, we were talking about last night, Dr. Ray Hagins, and I love the perspective you just gave, because I said, man, I got one of the most interactive audiences in radio. I don't care if it's talk radio, I don't care if it's FM radio, it doesn't matter. I got one of the most interactive audiences in talk radio. Dr. Ray Hagins comes in here throwing haymakers last night. Nothing to say. My audience was absent. They were listening. We saw them in the YouTube feed. Nobody said anything. Why do you think that is? Because when I bring in a member of the LGBTQ, that they breaking their fingernails.
It's Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve, Danny. And I'm telling you, they all gonna burn in hell. My Bible say,
Man comes in here throwing haymakers last night against the Bible. They ain't got nothing to say. Tell me what you just told me.
I said I believe that there are some things in the Bible that are clearly stated, and there are other things that are left to interpretation.
But I would say denying the actual existence of a Jesus Christ would be something that you should push back against, which is what was happening last night. That's not clearly stated?
Maybe they just weren't ready to have that conversation.
They obviously weren't.
Well, you owe your audience that.
But
They were listening.
But I got a problem with everyone being so willing to beat up on the LGBTQ, but you won't beat up on some guy that is denying your religion in general. That's the problem. And I think a contradiction. Because you hold up that Bible when gay people are around, but a man says, your God don't even exist, you ain't got nothing to say. You can't have it both ways. True?
Well, I mean, it depends on how strong your argument is and how much you know the Bible and how much you can talk to it and explain it.
I could easily, I know a bunch of pastors, and I considered it, but I don't want them jousting, you know what I'm saying? Because I think, Andy, we were talking about this last night after the show, right? Like if I had one of my pastor friends call, I got a friend named Traco Matthews comes on the show every now and again. He's a full-fledged pastor, has his own church. He's going to talk about what the Bible says. I don't know how much history will be attached to that conversation. It's just his life experience, how he believes God has changed his life, and how he has used his church and that same Bible to change the lives of people in his congregation. Dr. Ray gonna come in with some historical perspective that dissects everything I think any black pastor will come in here spewing. Therein lies the problem. He would say, oh, that's what your Bible told you? That'll be the answer with a lot of black pastors that will go up against Dr. Ray. Well, my Bible say, my Bible told me this. Well, in verse, and Dr. Ray would go, I don't care what your Bible say. This is what happened historically. How does any black pastor push back against that?
They could say, that's your history, and I don't believe that either. That's an option, too.
So argue against his historical data.
Yeah, but the Bible can be historical data. Who's proven what and how?
I love what you're saying. I want to roll with that, but can we? Is there any proof that that is historical data? Are those documents, Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, is that historical data?
If you believe it is, it absolutely is.
See, you're doing it. That's what pastors would do if they came in here.
Okay.
I'm with you. Look, I know what you're doing, and I'm with you. And that's what I would do. I would say, my Bible told me, and this is what God has done for me. God means everything in my life because he has given me so many miracles and so many happenings in my life that I still can't explain scientifically. So I know that there is a God there taking care of your boy. But can I say that the Bible is historical data?
You know when you'll know?
When you dead.
When you see them at the pearly gates or you don't.
Is there a pearly gates? According to Dr. Ray, ain't no heaven or hell either.
When you see them at the pearly gates, you'll know. Listen, a lot of this is, to me, your conscience leads you on this. It's what you can sleep with, what you can't sleep with, what you can do, what feels right, what feels wrong, what you've been taught. Right? A lot of it's your belief, and it's how you go through the world and what guides you through the world. And if that's the Bible for some people, that's the Bible for some people. If that's history for some people, that's history for some people. It's a gamble.
Let me give you the perspective I gave him last night. I said, is it possible, and my mother hates when I do this, but I'm going to do it again on the microphone. I think I've done it before. The older I get, the more open-minded I've become. I've gotten to the point maybe 10, 20 years ago. I think that God is the trunk of the tree, and all them branches are all these different religions. your Buddhism, your Islam, your Christianity, so on and so forth. But the trunk of the tree, God is the centerpiece. We're all praying to the same God. And if you put each text next to one another, a lot of them stories intersect. Is it possible I'm praying to God, I am receiving all the blessings and the miracles that I've been receiving? I'm praying to God, but I just happen to call him Jesus. Is that possible?
It's happening, so of course it's possible. Are you asking me if it's right or wrong? Is a different? That's different.
But some would say those are coincidences and happenstance.
What's coincidence and happenstance?
My miracles in my life. They go, yeah, that's luck.
Yes, if you believe in luck. You believe in luck?
No.
Or you believe in miracles?
I believe in miracles.
And you believe there's a God that creates those miracles?
I have so many times that I could tell you that I have things that cannot be explained scientifically.
And that's what I believe. But somebody who believes in luck is going to tell you it's luck.
Ooh, okay. Okay. When Dr. Ray's in here, you got to come in here. You're a female bodyguard.
I have to have my mom on speed dial. Like, Mom, what verse is that? That gonna mess that.
So is she still Seventh-day Adventist?
Oh yeah, hardcore.
So what Bible did it? I don't know if it's called a Bible. What
it is
text?
a Bible.
So it's the Holy Bible?
Yeah, it's the Holy Bible. So okay, actually, let me take that back. I was raised Seventh-day Church of God, which is a derivative of Seventh-day Adventist.
Never heard of that.
Seventh-day Adventists believe in Ellen G. White. The church I was raised in believes only in the Bible. Okay. There's no prophecy or there's no prophet of Ellen G. White. So that is the difference. It's a Bible-based religion, 100% Bible-based religion.
Sounds American.
It sounds how I was raised, and I'm sticking with it. And hopefully I see you at the pearly gates.
I think we'll both be there.
I'm not saying we won't.
If you don't bring me a sweatshirt next time, you ain't going to get there for lying.
I'm going to bring you a sweatshirt next
You
time.
better! All right, top 5 dead or alive. I gave this to you earlier today. Your category. Give me 5 telltale signs that your man is becoming controlling. Go.
Oh, wow, this is great.
Come on, let's go!
You know, so one thing I do believe in is trusting your gut.
Mm.
And I think that's going to tell you a lot of how someone is controlling.
Okay.
Right? And how you experience that. So what I came up with is, one, they're isolating you from your family.
That's a big one.
Friends.
Yeah.
Right? I don't want to keep you in the cocoon kind of just with them.
Because he could treat you like crap, and he knows you're not going to run to your friends and your family, and then they'll start hating on you, and then they'll start pouring stuff into her mind that'll turn her against him. So he don't want you around people that will be your allies while he's treating you like crap.
Not until he has trained you to accept that.
Ooh, okay.
Okay?
All right.
Because then often you can rationalize it, and then you start to take up for them, and then it feels like, okay, me and him against the world type of thing.
This sounds personal. You been there?
I have not been there.
Okay. Because I don't see nobody controlling you. I can't even control you to give me a sweatshirt.
Well, listen. Maybe control isn't the right word, but we did have that conversation about being submissive and not submissive. So there's different levels of it to me.
You think the opposite of submissive is controlled?
No, I'm just thinking that there are. It's not that someone is controlling you, but if you're submissive, you're kind of willing to go with things. I mean, those are things again that that's relatable to you, that you can understand, that you can deal with. It's not a controlling thing. It's you've decided to be a part of that person and do those things. Control to me is more forced on you.
So if a woman is being submissive to her man,
that's a choice. They're choosing to be a part of that.
But in some way, shape, or form, he has to control the relationship.
I won't say the relationship, but there is an element of trust that allows him to overarchingly control how things are going. Doesn't mean you don't have a voice, doesn't mean you can't participate, none of that, but there is an element of trust in giving someone the control to say, you're going to lead our family.
Gotcha.
And I trust that you're going to do it the right way.
Gotcha.
Right?
Okay, that's fair. Number 2.
The next thing is that question of, where you going? Every time you go somewhere, it's where you going, right?
Who you with?
Then it comes with the who
FaceTime
you going
me.
with, right?
Have you been there? FaceTime me. Where you at? Show me. You ain't never been there? Look, I got a fan. Look, I could get into family members what I've seen and heard.
Don't be look, unless you paying my bills and you doing all them things and I want to answer them questions, don't be asking me them questions.
We gonna get to that before the end of the interview.
Don't be asking me all them questions.
Because if a man is paying your bills, you telling me you gonna FaceTiming at the club if that's going down?
It depends on how you come at me with that question.
Okay. So if you got your Birkin bag and you driving the Benz outside that he paying for, and you got the BBL that he paid for, you gonna FaceTime him wherever. You could be in the women's bathroom, you gonna FaceTime him.
No. Probably not.
I bet.
But, I mean, if it's a, baby, where you at type of thing versus where you at.
It's all the approach.
Right? It is. And it's all, not even the approach, because there's some men who are very controlling, who are very still soft in how they ask.
Ooh.
Right? So it's really the relationships and the dynamic of the relationship. Just because you come to me, well, Shauna, where you at, baby? It doesn't mean that that's really your intent.
Nah, I love it.
Right?
I love
or
that.
you could know I got you on speakerphone and my girlfriends are listening, and you're not gonna be that guy.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna be very soft and very but really, I know what's up.
Do you agree that when you're in a relationship, you're not allowed to be independent anymore? You do need to check in. You should hear from that person every day. You guys should be connected all the time. I'm not
you
saying
talking my husband or you talking my boyfriend?
Oh, see that? No, see, you're going to break it down like that? So you're telling me if it's not your husband, you don't have to check in with your boyfriend?
Every day?
I think you should talk every day.
I think if that's the type of a relationship you built, then absolutely. Remember, there is space for everyone to create the type of relationships that work for them, right? Some people aren't talkers. They don't talk every day. They don't even like talking I know people who don't even like talking on the phone.
I don't like talking on the phone.
And I respect my friends who don't like talking on the phone. So it's more of a text message so you can communicate without having to talk every day.
So let me rephrase
if you want to.
Should you be in communication with your boyfriend or girlfriend every day?
I would choose to.
Okay.
I would choose to.
That's
but
fair.
if there are people who say our relationship don't rock like that, it don't rock like that.
All right. Number 3.
The when you coming home, right?
Is that a problem?
Again, it depends on the dynamics of the relationship.
Should any man or woman that is in a relationship be out till 3 o'clock in the morning with somebody that they're not dating or married to?
Depends on the event.
Give me an event that you would be out till 3 o'clock in the morning without your boo.
Bachelorette party.
Okay. Those are rare.
Yeah. It depends. I didn't say all the time.
Okay.
I said depends on the event.
Should a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a husband or even wife, should they be in the club until 2, 3 o'clock in the morning?
They absolutely should not be at the club until 2.
Should they be at the club? I'm going to go that far. Because most people go to the club to meet their boo. If you got your boo, what you doing at the club?
That is true.
And
I would
by the
probably
way-
prefer my guy not to be at the club, but I think for some men, that might be their out. That might be the thing that they do. Look, if you think your man not a looker, you got a problem.
But if your man going to the club with his homies without you, he cheating on you.
Are you asking me that or are you telling me
I'm
that?
telling you that.
Oh,
From
well,
experience,
then-
I'm telling you that. I got buddies. You hanging out with your boys at the club? What you think they have a drink? Or to dance with their homies?
I'm not really a club person, so...
I used to be. I'm not anymore.
know. Well, ladies, you heard it here.
It's real talk.
On the Danny Mo Show. If
Would
your
you-
man is at the club with his homies, he's cheating. And if he's got a section, he's definitely
And
cheating.
here's another side note, Andy, real quick here. Here's another side note. You shouldn't be pregnant at the club ever. Ever.
That's not sexy.
Andy,
I disagree with you a little bit, Danny Mo.
why you say that?
Because I've experienced situations where the fellas go to the club and we just having a good time.
Stop it right now. You can do that. Go play cards in the backyard. Stop it right
And we
now.
can go to the club, we can go dance, have some drinks, and then go back home.
You could have drinks. You can even dance in the living room at your homie's house. You ain't got to go to the club. Stop.
Why not? I want the ambiance.
Y'all there checking out the ladies. Just say it.
No.
Yeah, but checking out the ladies and touching the ladies is two different things. There's a lot of men who go
Boom.
to the strip club.
You can check out the ladies at the supermarket. What's the difference?
1-800-920-1580. 1-800-920-1580. When we come forward, I will show Shauna and Andy that they are totally wrong on what they're saying right now. Danny Morrison Show, KBLA Talk 1580 right now. News and traffic. Stay there.
Nighttime is the right time for Danny Morrison on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Julius White. Here's the latest from the Black Information Network. New York State is making 1 million masks available as Canadian wildfire smoke create poor air quality conditions.
We believe that the N95 mask is an important way that people can protect, stop the air particles from getting into their lungs.
Governor Kathy Hochul says New York State health officials urge people to stay inside but mask up if they go outdoors. Well, President Biden is vetoing a measure that would have overturned his plan to assist with student debt. Biden said in a tweet Wednesday he'll not back down on helping hardworking folks, adding he'll never apologize for helping Americans as they recover from the pandemic. And a former NFL player is getting a second chance at a football career. Former New York Giants and Florida State wide receiver, African-American Travis Rudolph, was found not guilty Wednesday on 4 charges from a 2021 shooting. I'm Julius White on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network, and BINnews.com.
Your ticket to the sleep you need. Mattress Firm's Memorial Day sale. Save up to $700 and get a free adjustable base on select mattresses. Plus, you can rest easy knowing you have the 120-night sleep trial to make sure your new bed is perfect.
We boldly go where no man has gone before.
Boldly taking talk radio where it has never gone before. New vistas, new voices, new views, new visions, new victories. We're KBLA Talk 1580, and we're taking public media black.
The pandemic may be over, but many Angelenos could be at risk of losing the place they call home. It's important to know your rights as a residential renter in the city of LA. Did you know eviction protection still exists for unpaid COVID-19 rental debt that was due before March 31st, 2023? And that you have 5 days to respond to an eviction notice, also known as an unlawful detainer. Learn more about your rental rights at housing.lacity.org. Be informed, be protected, be at home.
Mom's early Alzheimer's diagnosis was hard to take. And when I left the Evan-On, we decided together that it was time to see a doctor and make a plan. Early detection gave us more time to seek out information and support as a family.
If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. For more information, visit alz.org/time-to-talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Sometimes we lose, sometimes we win. Sometimes we try to fit it all in. Sometimes we don't know what's in store. Sometimes we find what we're looking for. Sometimes we're rolling easy and free. Sometimes 1 and 1 makes 3. So much to love along this ride. That's why Nationwide is on your side.
Nationwide Mutual Insurance Company and Affiliates, Columbus, Ohio.
For adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy, now there's Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months, and Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Nothing in me go hand in hand. Nothing on my skin, that's my new place. Nothing is everyday.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, you could achieve 90% clearer skin. Ask your doctor about the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminding you that we keep us safe. The Center for the Pacific Asian Family was founded to help address domestic violence and sexual assault in the Asian and the Pacific Islander communities. The Center for the Pacific Asian Family's mission is to build healthy and safe communities by addressing the root causes and consequences of family violence and violence against women. They are committed to meeting the specific cultural and language needs of the Asian and Pacific Islander women and their families. CPAF's vision is of an Asian and Pacific Islander community that embraces healthy relationships and works in partnership with other communities to eradicate all forms of violence. To access services, volunteer, or for more info, visit nurturingchange.org. At KBLA Talk 1580, we believe everyone deserves to be safe. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to the Danny Morrison Show exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
Perfect song tonight. I ain't saying that though. Sean the blusher right now. A little bit of is it EI? Oh, EU, I'm sorry. EI is Nelly. What am I talking about? You gotta give me one verse on this track, man. Come on. Give me some juice on that too. Come on, let's go. I'm just saying.
That's why they go into the club. Because they what?
Come on. KBLA Talk 1580. Andy can't even get to the music you in there doing the butt right now. I ain't never seen your butt. Andy ain't got nan butt trying to do the butt in there. Andy's legs are attached to his rib cage. He ain't got no booty at all. I'm just
Not attached to his rib
he ain't got nan booty. Why you trying to act like
Danny,
you got...
I don't even want you looking at
What
me
are you
like that,
talking
homie.
about?
Don't be trying to look at my lower extremities like that, bro.
Every man in jail saw you butt naked, and I can't look at your
I
butt.
hope they wasn't looking at me.
You know they was looking at you butt naked in jail. What are you talking about?
We always naked.
If you naked in jail, I'm looking.
Stop it.
That's all I'm saying.
Danny Mo, shut your mouth.
I gotta make the comparison.
Not naked in jail.
That's all I'm saying. You don't want to make that comparison, though. I'm just saying. It'll be hot Lincoln Vienna sausage. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, Lord.
What? Don't you leave me out here by myself. What?
My lady would tell you otherwise. Stop it.
What's going on? We're in conversation right now. My post one-on-one. Shauna Charles is in here. Danny Morrison Show. KBLA Talk 1580. All right, check it out. We're talking about the club. Men go to the club because, and this is why I'm going to push back on the narrative you guys were pushing a few minutes ago. It restores our faith in ourselves. Going to the club and you with your homies and you got your ladies and everything, social media does the exact same thing. It restores our faith in still being pimps and players. And we love that a woman is probably looking at us from across the room, you know what I'm saying? It's happening on social media every single day. If a woman likes your post, gets in your DM, see how sexy you are, that's why men still go to the club. You see them 40, 45-year-old cats in the club, they trying to relive what they lost way back in the day. Same on social media. I hate when I see like a 45-year-old cat shirtless on Instagram. What are you doing? What are you doing? You got shirts and you got socks, nylon socks and sandals on right now.
Nylon socks and Jesus.
What are you doing right now?
Birkenstocks.
Shirtless. I want everybody to put your sexy pic up. I did my sexy pic. What are you doing? That's why guys go to the clubs together, because they try to come in a pack and try to act like they are still pimps when the lie is you got a woman at home, man. You shouldn't be there. And you prone to do some dirt when you get that too. Because, ladies, here's another news flash for the ladies that are paying attention. If your man is hanging around with 3 single cats, he cheating. He's cheating on you all the time. If he got 3 married friends or 3 involved friends,
they be cheating too.
Well, I'm saying the numbers are less likely is all I'm saying.
This day and time, I don't know if that's a fact. I need you to show me that.
So you saying all men cheat? Is that what you're going to do? You're going to do that right now? You're not putting that out there.
No, I'm just saying if you're making a comparison that if they have single friends, they're more likely to cheat.
That's not true.
I don't think I can necessarily agree with that because these married men are out here. I mean, look at it. You see it all on social media. I mean, come on.
Well, if you listen to the show, you know I've been saying the advent of social media killed the black relationship. It did. Because men, we used to always have to y'all been playing hard to get with us. Y'all been telling us you got to wait 90 days to get the cookie. Keep it telling all
Well, Steve said wait 90 days. I guess.
Nonsense. Maybe guys were doing it. When did that book come out? 2000, 2001? When did that book come out? 20 years ago, right? Maybe that was true back then. I'm telling you, social media has changed everything. Every cat out there, especially if you're a good-looking cat, he got 50 women in his DMs want to have sex with him tonight. And hard to get, you can't play that no more. Because he'll say, I ain't going to be wasting my time waiting on this girl for 90 days to have sex with this girl when Becky is in my DMs right now and has sex with me tonight. What am I going to wait 90 days for? True?
I mean, yeah, but you can go sleep with Becky if you want to. I mean, if that's what it is, that's what it is.
Can a queen, I'm talking queen, play 90 days with a guy?
Absolutely.
That is a good catch. He's a catch, which
doesn't mean he's not sleeping with other women.
Okay.
She is just demanding a level of respect.
So you're okay with him having a very illustrious sex life aside from you. You ain't giving it up, but when you're ready, you'll enter into the fold.
And when I enter into the fold, he's most likely going to be my man, so it's probably going to be okay. We're not just entering the fold to have sex. You can have sex with anybody. Just like these men out here having sex, women can do the same thing. All day, every day.
We don't want to hear la, la, la. We don't want to hear that la, 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 la. No, y'all don't. No, y'all don't. La, la, la. Y'all one man at a time. La, la, la.
Oh, God.
That's what we want to think.
Yeah. Go ahead. Use your ego.
we want to think that a woman has sex with 3 men an entire lifetime. Okay? We want to believe our 80-year-old grandma has sex with 2 men.
But you don't want to wait 90 days.
When we come forward...
But you don't want to wait 90 days, right? Right.
Here's what's twisted. We did this show months ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say, let me see if I can do the math real quick. We're up against it here. The average age to lose your virginity in America, boys and girls, 15, 16, somewhere in there, right? Let's say that you lose your virginity at 16.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say you have sex with one person every single year. Just one person, one extra person every single year.
Mm-hmm.
You turn 30. That's 14 people you had sex with and you're 30. Most guys would go, what's wrong with you, girl? You out there? 14 people. That's one person a year until you're 30 years old. Is that fair?
Fair on what part? The woman who's having the one person or the men to be like 14's too many?
Either direction.
I think an average of one person a year. It's probably a lot for me personally.
Okay. Because you would think there's a relationship in between between the age of 16 and 30. You got to have at least a 3-year.
What?
You can call it a full-fledged relationship. 3 years?
I mean, I didn't start dating at 16, so maybe.
When did you start dating?
I had my first real boyfriend in college, and then I ended up pregnant like a year later.
You had your first boyfriend in college?
Yeah.
And your first boyfriend got you pregnant?
Yeah.
Wow.
I was pregnant by 20.
Wow. So you didn't date until you turned 20?
I met him when I was 18. I met him day 5 on Howard's campus. I met him freshman week. Failure on my part.
Ain't no failure.
Took myself out the game way too early.
Well...
I was fine, too.
You fine now, so I know back then.
I took myself out. I wouldn't trade my girl for the world, so, hey, it is what it is.
I've talked about my friend Michelle that I went to high school with. She still lives in my old neighborhood, and she lost her virginity when she was 14 years old. Got pregnant the first time she had sex. She was the only pregnant person on our block, let's say.
However, she had her baby.
She had her baby.
She's a trooper.
She is.
That's what she is.
She is. She was a part of a church family, so.
Well, you know what?
Ain't no way they was going to the abortion clinic.
There was no way I was going.
You would never have an abortion?
No.
Under any circumstances?
I can't say any circumstances.
Your baby cannot go to full term abortion?
Potentially.
Okay.
Consideration.
Yeah.
Got to pray to God first, though.
There's no doubt. No doubt. That's a show. We need to go back to the abortion conversation. It's a tough conversation. We've done one show on abortion because it's so uncomfortable, but we should go back to it.
Well, a lot of it's built around religion.
No doubt.
A lot of it's built around what people believe is right and wrong. So there's a lot, there's a lot around it. I mean, to this day, my daughter look at me. She's 25. She'd be like, "Dang, I don't know how you had a 5-year-old my age. Like, I want to drive a nice car. I'm trying to get my Tesla. I'm trying I can't have no kids right now."
Oh, that's your baby.
That's
your baby right there. That's a joke. My only problem is, and we can continue this conversation on the other side. My only problem is when people go to the abortion clinic multiple times. That's a problem for me. I'm sorry. Now, there are some advocates that would say she can do it as many times as she wants to. I go, should she?
Well, should she and can she is two different things.
Thank you very much. I ain't got no problem with. I'm always gonna fight for women. I'm pro-choice all the way, top to bottom, left to right.
You know what? I have a friend that's coming in town. She's an OB. We can have that conversation when she comes.
Ooh, send her to me.
Because she's very progressive and very open. Well, she's also an OBGYN.
So she would push back against me heavy.
No, she's very pro.
You said she's progressive.
Yeah, she's very. Well, yeah, she'd push back against you heavy.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
I would think so.
Yes. Yes.
She thinks a woman should have as many abortions as she
wants. I'm not going to say that because she's going to think health. She's an OB, but she's going to think freedom of choice.
I'm with her.
Right.
But
you're putting choice with you're putting structure around your choice. Right. Choice is you can eat them cookies as much as you want.
Yeah.
You're saying, but you should really only eat 5 cookies or you're going to get fat.
I'm just saying at some point you got to seal the package. Is all I'm saying. Don't you?
Don't you or should you?
1-800-920-1580. 1-800-920-1580. You on fire tonight. 1-800-920-1580. When we come forward, we going to move away from the abortion conversation. And get to the topics of conversation of the night. Shauna Charles, Inside My Post 101. Danny Morrison Show. Stay there.
From Bakersfield to Los Angeles. From middays to nighttime. Like George and Wheezy, Danny Morrison is moving on up at KBLA Talk 1580.
It's Black Music Appreciation Month, one of my favorite months of the year. Maisha Cairo here with your K-Black Minute News, brought to you in part by CaliforniaBlackMedia.org. What's up, SoCal? Here are a few Black Music Month events to help you celebrate. First stop, throughout June, Disneyland is honoring the history of Black music with bands performing hits by Black artists from various decades. Next, catch the screening of Heart and Soul, a love story at the Grammy Museum, June 8th in the museum's theater. And on Juneteenth, that's right, June 17th, join Mayor Karen Bass and Councilwoman Heather Hutt on Jefferson Boulevard for the naming and ribbon cutting ceremony of the New Orleans Corridor, followed by a second line parade all the way to the main stage in front of Harold and Bells for a concert celebrating Black music with Terrace Martin and Friends, Irvin Mayfield, 1500 or nothing, and more. Visit NOLA, 2, LAtickets.org. NOLA, 2, LAtickets.org. Fun fact, President Jimmy Carter established June as Black Music Month in 1979. Here's to 44 years.
Sunday, June 18th, come out to Africatown in Leimert Park for the Juneteenth Independence Revolution commemoration. The Independence Revolution will be part of a 3-day weekend to celebrate Juneteenth. Join in the national hashtag Wave of Freedom, where Black people across the country will stand in solidarity to demand reparations for Black American descendants of slavery. Hear from the frontline organizations who are fighting for better conditions for Black LA. Bring your dad to be part of the Honor Thy Fathers ceremony, which will acknowledge dozens of Black fathers in the community. See performances from some of LA's top local artists. Shop with a variety of local Black merchants selling food, clothes, art, and more. The Juneteenth Independence Revolution is a free event for the entire family. Sunday, June 18th from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m., come to Africatown in Leimert Park to celebrate Black Independence Day. The Juneteenth Independence Revolution is brought to you by Africatown Enterprise, the African Village Vendors Association at Leimert Park, Black Lives Matter LA, Downtown Crenshaw, and Destination Crenshaw.
If your Medi-Cal is ending, Cover California is here to help. Cover California is a service from the state that helps you get affordable health insurance. In many cases, at no cost to you, just like with Medi-Cal. We have quality health plans and will help you every step of the way to get the one that works for you and your family. So, if you're no longer eligible for Medi-Cal, check out Cover California. We'll keep you covered. Learn more at coveredca.com.
The pandemic may be over, but many Angelenos could be at risk of losing the place they call home. It's important to know your rights as a residential renter in the city of LA. Did you know eviction protection still exists for unpaid COVID-19 rental debt that was due before March 31st, 2023? And that you have 5 days to respond to an eviction notice, also known as an unlawful detainer. Learn more about your rental rights at housing.lacity.org. Be informed, be protected, be at home.
Real talk, real time. the gospel truth. You're listening to the Danny Morrison Show on KBLA Talk 1580.
In conversation inside my Post 101 with Shauna Charles, who is live right now on her own Instagram feed. Facebook, which one?
I'm on Instagram.
Instagram. She's on Instagram right now. Let me read a few comments. Kwame Allah said, all the pause-worthiness in this Pride Month. Pause-worthiness. I'm not sure that's a word. He also said, is Danny on a Christian agenda mission to debunk non-mainstream understandings? Andy, Andy, why are they coming out to me like that, Andy, man? Why are people doing that? I've been very clear on the show. I did it last night. Let me do it again to make sure people get a Q-tip and clean out the ears. I don't care what God you serve. I don't care you go to a temple, a synagogue, or a church. I don't care. I am a follower of the teachings of Jesus Christ. I have been since I was a baby. Still am. Even after Dr. Ray Higgins, I still am. But when I come in here and I tell you my stories about God, I always say, and I said this last night and I'll say it again, I don't care what God you serve. I'm not trying to bring anybody into my religion. This is my experience, my religion. I'm going to respect your religion. And I just said minutes ago, I think we're all worshiping the same God. My mother would disagree. Because she will sit there and tell you, you better open your Bible, boy. Because if you don't pray at the feet of Jesus, if you don't believe Jesus is the Son of God, if you don't accept him as your Jesus Christ as your personal Savior, you doing it wrong. You going to hell. That's what she'll tell you. You going to hell is what's going to happen. That's what they teach, as you know. That's not me. That's not me. You're of a different faith than I am. And like you said, we might both be at the pearly gates if we play our cards right. But this show is not a Jesus show. This is a show that features a guy that just happens to follow the teachings of Jesus. You guys can rock with that, or you can take it and say, oh, Danny always, I don't know if sanitizes the right word, but generalizes it. And it can apply to anybody that's listening, regardless of what religion you serve. So, Kwame, to answer your question, the answer is no. I always talk about God in a general sense. And I talked about last night how Oprah does the same thing. Not to compare myself to Oprah, but she does the same thing. She talks about spirituality. She mentions God all the time. She talks about the secret and all of that. But she never mentions Jesus or Allah or anybody. She says God. Andy, am I right?
I'm right. I mean, you're right.
Stay that. How arrogant can one be when he has to start with I'm right?
Nah, you're right. I just think what I'm assuming maybe Kwame might be looking for, if he is looking for something, is just balance all across the spiritual spectrum.
And I hear you, and Andy and I are already in preliminary conversations on bringing everyone onto the show to have different conversations of different faiths on this show. And I'm ready. Not everybody is as calm, cool, and collected as Dr. Ray Higgins. A lot of people come in there and they will throw Jesus under the bus. I think Dr. Ray did the same thing, but respectfully. There's a few other cats.
Brings back to our conversation of
what?
When he says come home, does he say come home, or does he ask you
want to bring that
to
back?
come home respectfully?
You want to bring that back?
I'm just
Let me give you some real, and you tell me if I'm crazy. If you and I are dating, and I know that you not comfortable with your body, and I'm balling, because I know to date you got to be balling. But I'm gonna get you that BBL you want. I'm gonna get you that ride you want. I'm gonna get you that boob job you want. You gonna have all the right clothes, the bags, the whole nine. You know what? You better answer my phone. You better FaceTime me. I better hear from you every day. And I said, hear from you every day. Why? Because I have shown that I'm serious. I'm investing in my queen. You better give me that same respect. What's wrong with that?
Oh, I don't think there's nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
Right? But if that's what you are demanding.
Yes, it's a demand.
That's fine. And I'm willing to play that game and make you feel like. Then.
Make me feel like it ain't real, but you're going to make me feel like I'm the man.
I can answer your phone call. Fine. Right? It's a trade. If I don't really like you like that, it's a trade.
So you're getting what you want out of the deal.
Of course.
So you'll make sure that he does too.
I have to make him feel like he's getting something out the deal.
It's a facade, but you'll make him feel like it.
Yeah. Duh.
Right. I don't think that's... Some women would say, look, I'm going to do me. I don't care how much money he put in me. I don't care. This booty gonna be in the club. I don't care if he paid for it. I'm gonna wear the clothes that I want, boom, boom. And I'm telling you, dudes be like, that ain't gonna happen.
No, and if they're okay with the guy walking away or them not getting what they want and it's for a short period of time or they already got it and the rest is just extra, then that's fine too. They not look for anything else. But for a woman who wants that lifestyle and they need to continue to have someone invest in that lifestyle, then they got to play chess too.
So if I got you that BBL and you gave me, I said, go get an estimate or two, and you give me the estimate, and I go, God dang, $22,000, girl, what, do you look like I made the money? I go, okay. I sign my name, boom. And I say.
You put on your care credit.
Trust me, you ain't going to no real doctor.
Ooh, that's a problem in itself.
That's a problem. You might go see Dr. Dre before you go see a doctor for the BBL. But, and I say, hey, by the way, I just happen to write up a contract as well.
Oh, everybody.
What? If I'm gonna put together that kind of money,
$22,000 contract worthy.
If you and I break up, I want my cash.
I mean, I know plenty of girls that have had men pay for that, and ain't no contracts in there.
I'm just saying. Look, if I'm bowling, fine. Your boy's not bowling.
That's on you. That's not on me.
Woo, God dang! When we come forward,
I'm just saying. If you want to act like you are, I'm with it. You know, but debt collecting around here for no BBL? Come on.
I think guys would say, look, if I'm going to put out that kind of money, she going to have to put out some security.
Depends on the guy. Some people, $22K ain't nothing.
Hey, you got that right.
Right.
I'm not that dude.
Then she going to have to sign a contract.
Andy, don't you leave me out here by myself. Are you leaving me out here by myself on that one? If you give up $22,000 to pay for a BBL and you say to your lady, look, all I'm saying, sign this. Because if we break up, you got to come up out the pockets.
What you gonna do? That's a little bit more than small claims court. God, how you really gonna recoup your funds on that? What type of lawyer you going to recoup your funds for 20? You gonna pay a lawyer more to try to recoup 20? I mean, some people's egos are big enough to do that, but
are you saying I have a big ego?
I'm just saying it can sound as if so.
I got a big ego. Andy, I need that track, by the way.
So again, it you know, there's so many variables. It depends.
Are there any, oh man, I'm getting DMs like crazy. Should there be any stipulations, if you will, if a man is willing to spend that much money on a woman?
Yeah, he should tell her to have some discipline after so that it can stay that way.
So if he's a good man after he's paid for that, she ain't going nowhere.
And probably not. She probably likes him. It depends on what you're in it for. Some women are in it because they know men can afford it. It's a trade-off. He gets her time. She get his money. It's an understanding.
But here's the problem. That woman had a flat booty before. Okay? All right? She had to lay down backwards to take a poop. I mean, her buddy. Don't you leave me out of it myself, Andy.
Okay, and?
So now she got this voluptuous bubble butt, right? More guys going to be on her bumper. Okay. And she's going to be wearing clothes to show off that new BBL. Mm-hmm. So now her eyes are open to the horizons on how many men are on her bumper now. Mm-hmm. That temptation is going to be different with her. She's more likely to cheat now with that BBL.
Oh, God.
Am I crazy?
You're assuming she likes him. If she likes him, yeah.
So she's taking the money, but she don't necessarily like him. She like that bag.
Oh, God. Are you serious?
Women are, y'all so wrong to us. We just want to love y'all.
And not only that body takes her to another tier type of man.
You're making my point.
Hey, but if he wants to gamble and take that chance, that's on him.
We just want to love you. Jay-Z said that. We just want to love you. That's all I'm saying. 1-800-920-1580. 1-800-920-1580. When we come forward, we will talk more. We're going to talk about Jackie O. I really want your thoughts on that. And we'll talk about control. I got a few clips we'll get into. Having fun with Shauna Charles inside my Pulse 101. Danny Morrison Show. KBLA Talk 1580 right now. News and traffic. Let's go.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Julius White. Here's the latest from the Black Information Network. New York State is making 1 million masks available as Canadian wildfire smoke create poor air quality conditions.
We believe that the N95 mask is an important way that people can protect, stop the air particles from getting into their lungs.
Governor Kathy Hochul says New York State health officials urge people to stay inside but mask up if they go outdoors. Well, President Biden is vetoing a measure that would have overturned his plan to assist with students.